When did you realize that Alberta would be better off as an independent country?
I've always considered myself an Albertan before a Canadian. That does not mean I've always been a separatist. Is that the word we're using tonight?
I feel like independent supporter. Like I've been leaning towards that.
Independent supporter?
We've used a sovereigntist before that has just kind of more sophisticated connotation.
Yeah. But it's really probably the last 2 years that really made me think if the people of Alberta choose to stay in Canada, there will be no solutions to the problems that we have. In fact, I believe things are going to get worse if we stay in Canada. We've got the federal government pushing in their increased censorship. We've got the RCMP changing a rule that makes legal gun owners now criminals. I made a list of questions. I put this on my Substack, and it was questions to ask over Thanksgiving a month ago. Just if the conversation gets dull, just ask your Canadian supporter friend these questions. And the first one was, do you support having your vote in Alberta be worth only 66% of what a vote in the Maritimes is worth? I asked, what do you think about Senate? Your Senate seat here in Alberta is worth less than a Senate seat in Ontario, Quebec, or the Maritimes. What about the Supreme Court? There are 3 Supreme Court justices from Ontario, 3 from Quebec, and then 3 spread out the rest of the country. So do you have any pride, any dignity in your heart to stand up for yourself and say, hey, at a bare minimum, my say should be equal to everyone across this country. And right now it's not. And I don't believe there's a way to change that. There's no benefit to the people of Ontario or Quebec or the Maritimes to give up any of the power they have so we can take what's equally ours. The biggest problem we have right now for the independence movement is that things are okay. Things are okay.
Yeah.
You know, I can go to the grocery store. I can get financing for the new car. I might not be able to afford a house, but, I'm sure Carney will fix that in the future. Things are okay. And I look into the future and I think things are not going to be okay. Every day we go farther down this same path, things are steadily going to get worse and worse. I said I've got 8 kids. Well, for my sons to look at getting a good enough job that they can afford to save a down payment so they can have a house by the time they're 40 is just about impossible. And that's the same for millions of people across this country. And unless someone has the courage to stand up and say, we need to change some of these things so that we can all have a better future, things are just going to get worse. We have to choose either to have the courage to change or just sit back home and watch Netflix until the end of the world. And I'm not comfortable sitting back and watching Netflix. I've got a lot invested in my family, in my province, and we have to act like the future is important to us. We actually have to care about the future so we act on it.